So tonight we're celebrating women, and we're joined by a remarkable woman. That is none other than Lydia. I'll call her Lydia Ndiho.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Happy
Mother's Day.
Thank you, thank you.
You have a remarkable tale to tell, and that's why we're here to have this conversation. And I know Mother's Day can be very emotional for many women. What does this day personally mean for you?
For me, it's achieving what I really wanted to do, which was become a mother. Even after all the struggles, after all the mishaps, after all the medical struggles, just to become a mother. I think for most of us, or as girls maybe, I can say, we all wanted to be mothers because we wanted to be our mothers because we would see them doing all these things. So just for me, being a mother today is a remarkable thing. And given the journey, I'm excited to be a mother.
So what did you do for the day? As we were working, that's obvious. So what did you do?
I took my mom out. So we went for Kikuyu love sessions, mothers and melodies. And so we had a different experience today from the usual lunch and, So we went and listened to Esther Wahome and a few other artists, and it was really good.
All right. So I know you'll not ask me, but I received this note from my daughter. Yes, all the green, the purple and everything. And I found it when I was coming to work to actually just anchor this bulletin. And I like that she says, "I love you, my beautiful mom, and may God fulfill all your dreams." I'm like, oh, the notes are wonderful, right?
Yes,
it's a nice feeling.
So
happy Mother's Day to you once again.
Thank you.
Now Lydia, you have openly spoken about battling PCOS. How difficult a journey was that, emotionally and mentally. Maybe you can paint a picture for us. So as we discuss it, it's one of those things that we do not discuss about, but we're still living with it.
I think for me, one of the realities that you face when you have something like PCOS or you're going through IVF, IUI, all these other issues that you're going through, is when you get to church, like on Sunday, and it's Mother's Day, and everyone gets these very cute little gifts, and you don't get one.
I know.
Because your daughter is not there or your son is not there to give you the gift.
Yeah.
So it becomes a very difficult day. And then there are people who make careless remarks. On that day, you'll hear someone say something very careless from the pulpit, and everything in you says, just go home. Just go home. Go home. Go home. Go home.
Moment. Breathe in, breathe out.
Breathe out and go. And so most of the time, you will not meet us going out for lunch. Yeah. You will not meet us in these public places celebrating mothers, because for you, it's a wound. It's a wound that no one is seeing, but it's so deep. I mean, I've had remarks on Mother's Day where I have picked my handbag and gone home, and I'm like...
So are you saying that, did you experience stigma? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
From society, or even family, or even friends?
There's usually an exclusion because you don't have a child.
Yeah.
And no one seems to think... Today it was better. In fact, today I was like, hey, all of us have been given roses. Today there's no exclusion. But usually before... It has changed only, I think, in the last 2 years. Before that, mothers would be given, like you'd get little bookmarks from Sunday school. Your kids would bring you the bookmarks. Yeah. Or if it's main service, you'll see all the mothers are told to stand up and all the babies bring them flowers. Yeah. And then the pastor prays for them.
Yes.
You're not in that bracket. Okay. You are not there. So
that must have been tough.
It's tough.
All right. So you decided eventually to choose adoption.
Yes.
What actually really called it for you? There's that eureka moment, I'm going to do this. What led you to that decision?
After the 4th failed treatment, we're at number 4. My body was like, we need a break. We need a break from all the hormones, because you inject yourself with hormones, you're injecting yourself with you're going through very, for lack of a better word, very uncomfortable procedures. So I was like, I need a break. So when I took the break is when I started, interesting enough, just people started talking about adoption around me.
All right.
So that was like, what is this thing? I mean...
So you had never
considered it. I had said I'll stay without a child.
All right. So what changed your mind?
Literally just listening to someone talk about adoption near me. So I was like, okay, this makes sense. Let's find out. So I went to an adoption agency. I was given all these facts, all this paperwork, and I was like, there are this many children who need mothers, and I'm here just being, I was like, sign me up. I'm convinced.
You know, majority of people, Lydia, might be hearing your story, but they do not really think that this actually happens within the country. You know, it's something of the books and films. Yes. So there are adoption agencies, certified adoption agencies in the country.
In Kenya, we have certified by government adoption agencies that are meant to help you adopt. You cannot go to a children's home and just pick a baby, because that child might not legally be free for adoption. Because in Kenya, by the time you're free for adoption, they have looked for all your relatives. They have found, I mean, the police and the children's department has looked for anyone who is related to you.
Yes.
Until they're like, okay, now we've even put it, we've advertised it. I'm sure you've seen the adverts on newspaper.
Yes.
It's for that process to go on, so that we have done all we can to find a living relative for this child.
Yes.
So then we can have the children declared free for adoption.
All right.
So
I know this is a bit personal.
Yes.
So did you adopt a girl? Did you adopt a boy?
I adopted a girl.
So congratulations,
Yes.
you're a mother to a daughter.
Yes.
How did it feel when you first met your daughter for the first time?
Oh, I fell in love with her. I just fell in love with her. So she was playing like on a carpet and stuff. I just looked at her and I was like, that's my baby. Like, that's my baby. Yes, there's an adjustment process which you are taught. You know, for any new mother, you have an adjustment process. The sleepless nights are here. Because I mean, please note, this child comes to you as a child. They are not coming to you as an adult.
An adult, yes.
Like for her, we got her at 6 months. So at 6 months, this child is yours. You're responsible for this human being.
And it's a super Eid.
Yes.
The world revolves around them. There's no change. Yeah.
Yes, there's nothing that's going to change. So for me, that adjustment was good, because then the feeling of motherhood comes. Because you're like...
So one cannot argue and say, you know, there are those who actually argue and say that a child that you have adopted is not really your own. What would you tell them today?
By law, and by all other means, that is your child. Because once you adopt, you get a birth certificate with your name and your partner's name if you did a spousal adoption. There's no difference between my daughter's birth certificate and the biological birth certificate. It's the same number.
The same, so it's your child.
It's your child.
We insist it's your child.
And you're even told by the adoption agency will insist, please note that this child has the same rights as any other child in your home. So which means even when it comes to inheritance, that child is yours. When it comes to care, that child is yours.
So they're equal.
There's
no disparity.
Yeah.
So we are seeing as if there's some shift, you know, more Kenyan women are open to pursuing IVF and fertility treatment. Do you think the society is becoming more compassionate or more vocal?
More vocal, I think.
More vocal.
We're tired of being quiet about it. And we are realizing the more you speak about it, the more you get help. One of the biggest challenges when it comes to IVF and IUI is cost.
Is that factored under the universal health care?
It's only applicable to teachers. The last I checked,
only teachers
covers teachers and teachers of a certain cadre. If I'm the ones who have an enhanced cover.
Yes,
they're the only ones who right now are allowed to have treatment.
Those kind of treatment.
So whether you're in the military, whether you're like me who just pays SHA, you don't have that privilege.
So the current policy health framework does not take up that particular.
No. So you'll now start saving, because you will need, SHA cost 300,000 if you're doing IUI. If you're doing IVF, it can go all the way up to $1 million, depending on what your complications are. That is money that you are just investing in the treatment. The probability of you getting pregnant is what, 33 to about 36%? Yeah. So the cost is really high. And so I think we have gotten to the place where if we do not become vocal about it, if we don't speak about it, one, we need government to start subsidizing our drugs. We need them to start paying for IVF for every woman who wants to do IVF or who medically needs IVF. Because, like, for example, if you don't have fallopian tubes, you don't have fallopian tubes.
There's nothing that can be done about
You need IVF.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is that in terms of finances and also the emotional, you know, it's quite intense, I can imagine. And you did it 4 times. So then there is also a new shift that we have seen, and it is way against the traditional or the contemporary. More women are choosing to have children later in life, either because of career, finance, or personal goals. In Kenya, can we say, are we ready for that conversation yet?
It's a conversation we have to have. Yes. Whether we're ready for it is
neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there, because the truth of the matter is, our parents had most of their children between the age of 18 to 23, 24. Now, we're having women having babies at 40, 44. I've had one at 50 having a child.
Yeah.
So whether we like it or not, the shift is happening. And then there are also women who are choosing not to have children.
That is it. They don't want to have children.
That's that.
I think we've not come to terms with that fact that there's a woman out there who doesn't want to have a child.
Yes.
They're not unwell. They can take care of themselves. They just don't want to have children.
Yes.
It's really very hard to tackle. And this brings me to the next question. Have we, in your perspective as a mom, having gone through the process, yes, as a woman also, is motherhood, you know, not just in Kenya, but also in Africa, treated as a woman's priority identity? How do you feel?
Yes, it is. I think I call it subtle discrimination and stigma when you don't have a child. It's when everyone will ask you, so when's the baby coming?
Yes.
When's the baby coming?
When are you having a baby?
Think about it. You get married perhaps in January. You go for Easter in April and everyone is asking you, I mean, and they're not asking the guy. How many guys do you know are asked about babies?
Rarely, not the case.
Yeah.
They don't.
Your mother
it's actually a woman thing.
Yes.
Childhood is a woman thing.
Yes.
Getting pregnant is a woman thing, and it needs 2 people.
Yes.
All right.
Think of it this way. Let me put it this way. If you ask your mom to ask your brother about a child, your mom will look at you like you're going mad.
True.
Yet, most likely your brother is older than you and has no children.
Yes, but that's not a conversation that will come up in any sitting whatsoever.
Yes.
All right. So now, from where we're also talking about debate around, you know, rights that continue to divide society. You know, issues of pro-life, pro-choice. We have seen that in the recent past. We've had demos, we've had litigation issues and such. From where you sit, I see you're a member of an adoption agency, adoption, you know, family, so to speak. What is your take?
Wow, okay, that's a hard one.
Yes,
that's a hard one, but I will say this. I think if you're pregnant and you want to keep the baby, keep the baby. If you can't keep the baby, there are options. Explore the options. Explore adoption. Because in Kenya, we have mother offers where I give birth, I have 6 weeks, whether I want to keep the baby or not. If I decide I don't want to keep the baby, I'll go to an adoption agency or the chief of my village and say, I don't want this baby. Or if I don't want my people to know I don't want this child, I'll travel. I can go to any children's department in this country and say, I don't want this child. And they will pick the child from me, and I will swear an affidavit, and get, the baby's gone from my life.
Okay.
So we have choices. For me, I'm very pro-life, but that's because my mother got me when she was 16. So I'm always like, gosh.
If she was pro-choice, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. We thank God for your mother. That's why you still need to continue having those outings with her.
Yeah.
But as you said, let's explore the options. So do you think, from where you sit, has Kenya made, you know, created enough spaces, you know, to have honest conversations on reproductive health, fertility, pregnancy loss, and women's choices? Do you think as if we have created those space, we can have these conversations without judging each other?
No, we haven't.
Yes.
And the reason being, a lot of the questions I get, like if I talk, like I give a talk somewhere, are from women who have not even figured out how their cycle works. So even from basics of education, where we can do interventions that will save you from doing an IVF later in life, because at 16 you went for a checkup, you found out, oh, I have a growth here, it was removed your uterus was sorted out. PCOS can be tested from when you are 16 years old. We are not testing because these girls are not coming to see a doctor.
They even are not aware that they need to.
They need
so the awareness, the information
There's no information. And then we don't want, truthfully, I think one of the fights that I think is ridiculous that is in the space right now, we don't want our girls to talk about it.
Yes, the sexual reproductive health conversation has always been taboo.
We have to talk about it because whether we like it or not, we have to save these girls. And we can't save them at 35 when we could have had an intervention at 16.
At an early age.
Because I have 1 or 2 girls who've come to me and they have fibroids and they're 16, 17. At 16, 17, it's a conversation that you can have and solve.
All right. So as we bring this to a close, I know we'd want to have this conversation more. I'd want to ask you one simple question. What would you tell a woman, tonight, who feels less of a woman because she cannot conceive? I think you'd want to speak directly to them. That is your camera directed to you.
Okay. So first, you're a woman just the way you are. There's no, how do I put it? You're complete, whether or not you're a mother, whether or not you have a child, you're complete as a woman. And 2, go get help. There's help for you. Reach out to anyone and get help. Don't sit there feeling depressed and sad, which we usually do, but yeah, get help. I believe we can.
So we're all complete.
Yeah, we are complete.
Whether or not we've given birth.
Yes.
Or not. Well, that has been our guest tonight as we celebrate motherhood. Remember, mother doesn't have to be a biological mom, but the one who stands in the gap. Our guest tonight has been none other than Lydia Ndiho, who is a wealth manager with 15 years of experience in banking and the real estate sector. She's a mother through adoption, and she is also a fertility warrior, having battled PCOS, and she's adopted a girl who is now 9 years old. Passionate about adoption, and her take home is we're complete, we need to explore the options there. Yeah. And let's not apply pressure to those who do not have children. Thank you very much. We have been speaking matters of Mother's Day, so if you've not had a moment to talk to your mom or the person who has filled in that gap as you've been growing up, well, there's still time to do so. It's still within the day as we mark Mother's Day.